How's it going, Shuffle Squad YouTube channel? My name is PrimeTime Wizard TV, and today we're gonna take a look at the grand final of the late night number 68. If you guys aren't familiar with the late night series, these are probably the biggest online weekly tournaments that you can play in Limitless. Yes, these are hosted by the Shuffle Squad's very own Zach Lesage, and there's always big prizes on the line. Sometimes there's cash prizing, sometimes there's numerous packs for sure. So you can expect at least a couple of hundred people joining these tournaments. And for the late night number 68, there was over 375 people, give or take. And we were lucky enough to finally win a late night. That means we were able to capture the grand final on the stream, and we're just going to go ahead and letting me shoutcast the rest of the game for everyone here on YouTube. And that's why we have the recording here. Again, I was playing Arc Goodra, and I was playing against the Reggie deck. The Arc Goodra list I was actually playing is very, very close to the Arc Goodra list that we made a video on actually on this very channel, just cutting the Aegislash line. Just a quick meta call. You know, I was expecting probably less Blissey or Milk Tank, so I just cut those for a couple more consistency cards. I believe I added one more Hyper Potion and one more Trekking Shoes. And honestly, I think it ended up working out. We didn't run into any Milk Tank, and again, we were able to make it to the grand final. We played against A Long Way to Be Pro, an amazing player. He definitely not a long way to be pro anymore. And yeah, they were playing Reggie Reggie deck, which is a pretty good matchup for the Goodra deck. But let's go ahead and analyze what's happening here. Unfortunately, we did run into a couple of technical difficulties on stream. That means we didn't quite get the start of the match, but that's a-okay. As you can see here, both players down to 4 prizes apiece. That means what happened was my opponent was able to take a knockout on an Arceus V or a V-Star, while we were able to take out a couple of Reggies for sure. But the important thing here is we were able to set up our Goodras. We have an Arceus in the bench as well. The game still could be very close, and how about we go ahead and check out what's going on. All right, so we're going back to we're gonna start with the Reggie player's turn here. They are gonna be able to quick ball. Let's see if they're able to. I believe they're only missing the Reggie Rock, but if I remember right, they only had one ordinary rod left. That means they have one more instance of really reshuffling the Reggie Rock. Yeah, I think my opponent here did get pretty aggressive at the start of the game to really just take out a couple of Arceus, because we actually did brick at the start, so they definitely took advantage of that. That means, though, they did discard a couple of their ordinary rods very early, and right now they might be struggling to find it. Let's see if they get it. They go ahead and hit us with the Marnie. That means they draw 5 cards, we draw 4. Our board, again, is pretty much set up. Something we do have to watch out for is the Reggie Ice. The Reggie Ice does have the attack where if it hits into a Pokemon V, that means that Pokemon V can't attack again the next turn. That's why we can't necessarily just sit on a Goodra and attack, right? We're always going to need a backup unless we have a very specific card. We draw into a very specific card. We see our opponent here finally draw into the ordinary rod, and I believe that's going to be the last one, getting the Reggie Rock and I believe a Reggie Alecki back into play. Let's see if they can find one. Even if they find one, though, again, the most ideal attacker into our Goodra is going to be the Reggie Ice. But it looks like they're just going to go ahead and go into the Reggie Alecki. It does have the attack Electromagnetic Sonar, but without an energy, they aren't able to use it. Electromagnetic Sonar, actually a pretty good card. That's one way to get the ordinary rods back into the deck. Looks like we're just going to go ahead and attach the double colorless or double turbo energy onto the Goodra. The thought process there is, you know what, if I'm going to get hit by Reggie Ice, I'm going to need to be able to retreat. And either way, even with the double turbo, we're hitting the right numbers. We're hitting 180 damage, which should be more than enough. Something of note as well is we still have access to our V-Star ability. We're just gonna go ahead and grab the Goodra. just to thin out the deck, because we don't want to draw into it, because since we're going to Marnie anyway, we want to put it down to the bottom of the deck. And talking about the tech card we needed, that's the exact card we needed. The Big Parasol actually protects you from effects of attacks on your done by your opponent's Pokemon. That's there to really protect us from something like Sableye or the Giratina V-Star attack. But in this specific case, it allows us to really bypass the effect of the Regice attack there. And right now we are in a pretty good position. I don't think they have a way to get rid of the Big Parasol. And even if they get to attack here, their biggest attack is actually going to be with the Regidrago, which only does 160 damage. We're reducing it by 80. So it's only doing 80 damage. They're essentially trying to four-shot this Goodra, which definitely, it's not in a good position. Again, this is a very favored matchup as long as we're able to set up. We're gonna see here, there it is, the Giant Fangs for 80 damage. Again, we don't need that much. We even heal a little bit with the Crystal Cave. We're down to 3 prizes. We're gonna go ahead and boss his orders, the Regirock, I believe, because we know for a fact, again, they're sort of out of resources here. We're just gonna go ahead and Rolling Iron, take the knockout here on the Regirock. That means the energy they have in play is what they have to work with. Other than that, they're gonna have to attach, right? And I believe that might be the game, to be honest, but we're gonna go ahead and play it out here. The Regidrago does go into active. It does still have the energies in play. They do get to attachment there onto the Regieleki. It's gonna be the Speed Lightning Energy, allowing them to draw 2 extra cards. Getting the Path of the Peak is pretty good as well, since we haven't used our V-Star ability yet. The Goodra now with 130 damage. We do have a couple of Hyper Potions in hand. Might as well use it for safety. And just like that, our Goodra is back to full health. Almost full health. We're down to 2 prizes left. I don't think there's a way for them to really take those 4 prizes, and they're just gonna go ahead and scoop it up. Again, this matchup should be very favorable for the Goodra. Again, the biggest downside, I think, with the Goodra deck is just really setting up that board, right? We're not playing any support Pokemon. Since we're a tanky style deck, we don't have the capability to really play stuff like Laminion or Crobat, right? So it's always that first 7 cards are very important for Hisuian Goodra. That's why I opted for something like the Trekking Shoes instead of the more traditional, what do you call it, Pokegear 2.0, right? Pokegear 2.0 is a great card for almost the entire game, but I very much prioritize that, you know, all you need to see essentially is an Arceus, an attachment for turn on your first turn. And, you know, the Pokegear doesn't really help you do that, right? You're only going to see 7 cards if you're going first. I wanted to add the Trekking Shoes to really at least see a couple more. And just a good way to thin the deck as well. All right, we're gonna see the opponent here. I believe they're gonna opt to go first, which is definitely the right choice. So they can take a knockout on the Arceus V before I can power anything up. They're definitely gonna be in a good position. All right, so let's see here. Again, we are up a game. So if we win 1 more, we do essentially take the late night. Again, there we go. The opponent is gonna go first. Opening hand's gonna be everything here. Let's see what we're gonna go ahead and open up with. Looks like we're gonna start with a mulligan. Not something you want to give the Regi, because again, if you're not familiar with the Regi deck, as long as they have all Regis in play, all different types of Regis in play, it does activate the Regigigas ability. I believe it's called Ancient Wisdom. And what Ancient Wisdom does, you're able to attach 3 special energies from the discard pile to any of your Pokemon, which is an absolutely amazing ability. And with the different type of Regis you can attack with, it definitely puts you in a good position, right? You can attack with Regirock into the Arceus matchup. You attack with Regieleki into the Palkia. Regidrago is a good draw Regi, and just hits good damage as well. And Regice is a good stall type Regi. Actually, this hand is not looking too good for us. Again, something you want to see as an Arceus player is the energy attachment on your first turn. And since we're going second, something we do want to see as well is maybe just something like a supporter that definitely helps us out. But our only supporter in hand is going to be the boss's orders. Let's see if Alongway to be Pro can find themselves the rest of the Regi team. We do see the Regice, Drago, and Rock. He's still missing 3. with a 6-card hand. It shouldn't be too hard. He should have a supporter in hand as well. Oh, capture energy, great attachment there onto the Regidrago. That does get them another basic from the deck, and it's going to be the Regieleki there. Let's see if they have anything else. Again, we are in big trouble. Top deck is going to be so important. It's going to be the double turbo energy. That does give us an attack. Again, I did mention what you want to see as the Arceus player is the energy and the energy on your first turn, and it looks like we're gonna get it. Double turbo is probably the perfect energy going second. It's all gonna depend on what we decide to set up. I think at this position, we're just gonna go ahead and set up the Hisuian Goodra, right? Probably still not the best position to be in, but at least we can get an attacker next turn, right? We're gonna go ahead and attach the metal and double water. We're attaching more. We want to attach more water than metal in play, just in case we wanna. If we get knocked out or if we need to discard energy, water is nice to have in the discard pile because we are playing Melony. And now back to the opponent's turn. Let's see how they can respond here. Again, Arceus V 220 HP is weak to fighting, and we do see a Regirock on the field there. They're gonna go ahead and attach a Speed Lightning, draw 2 extra cards. Can they find the rest of the Regi team? And also, again, they still need a lot. Scoop Up Net's a great card for sure to switch into the Regidrago just to draw a couple more. They have a Twin Energy in the discard pile. They need to find a way to get more energies down there. Path to the Peak is actually very debilitating for us because now cards like Ultra Ball or Evolution Incense, they don't really get us out of this spot because now we can't Starbirth, but we do have a Stadium in hand, so it should be fine. Looks like they're just going to attach a couple of choice belts. They're going to be able to draw 4 cards there with the Regidrago. Again, Regidrago, as long as it's in the active, you're able to draw up to 4 cards with a 0-card hand. That seems pretty good. Let's say if they have a supporter, they only need 1 more Regi and a way to get the energy into this card pile. But there are multiple ways. Research, Ultra Balls. There's already a Rainbow Energy. So 1 more Rainbow. 1 more Rainbow, they should be able to attack with something like the Regidrago, or again, if they can find a way to retreat, attacking with the Regirock is the most ideal position here. Maybe here they're debating on, you know what, I have a Marnie. They know I didn't play anything on my last turn. They're maybe debating on playing the Marnie. They're gonna go ahead and Trekking Shoes there. Opting to draw the card. They're gonna go ahead and Ultra Ball. Let's see what's in their hand. They do get the other Aurora into the discard pile. Unfortunately, they had to discard the Scoop Up Net. They would have knockout here if they kept the Scoop Up Net. Let's see what the last card in hand is. Yeah, at this point, they can go ahead and Ancient Wisdom into the Regidrago. At least I can do damage. But again, you want to get the knockout. Let's see what they find. If they get the knockout on the Arceus V, we might be... Oh, well, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a while to really attack with the Goodra there. They're just going to go ahead and Giant Fang for 160 plus 30 with the choice belt, 190 damage. Very sizable indeed. We do get the escape rope though, but we're going to save it. We're just going to go into the Goodra V, just paying the double turbo retreat cost. We're debating on using the Crystal Cave. I don't think we drop it just yet. We want to get an Arceus VSTAR first before putting down the Crystal Cave just to bump the stadium. And here, even if we don't have the Goodra VSTAR, Goodra V still has the Rolling Shell attack, which is 140 damage. We take 30 less damage on the next turn, which is okay. That's enough to take a knockout there on the Regidrago. Top decking, getting the Trekking Shoes from the prizes. Maybe this is one of the positions where, you know, Pokegear 2.0 is a little bit better than Trekking Shoes, but they do hit us with the Marnie. Let's see if we get anything good off the next hand. We do have a Marnie. That's great to see. Hyper Potion as well. That means if we draw into something like a double turbo, we can use the Hyper Potion. Something of note, they do promote the Regi Ice, right? And with the Blizzard Raid attack, I believe, Blizzard Bind attack, they're able to do 70 damage here because of the reduce, and we can't attack with the Goodra. We need to evolve the Goodra V into the VSTAR to be able to just do an attack this turn. And looks like we're just gonna go ahead and grab another Goodra V. Wouldn't be opposed to just, you know, just attach to it, get it ready to attack for sure. I don't think we want to go into the Arceus V anytime soon. And there we go, we see the water energy attachment onto the Goodra V. big Marnie here. We need to find it. If we don't attack, we might be in a very bad position, but we're gonna find the Ultra Ball there. Ultra Ball again, allowing us to discard 2 cards, look for any card in the deck. And again, we get the Goodra V-STAR. That seems pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and use the Trekking Shoes first. Just thinking out the deck, finding another Trekking Shoes, might as well use it again. Ooh, Professor's Research seems like a pretty good supporter for sure. We're discarding the Melony and the other Ultra Ball there. And this way we are going to be able to grab the Goodra V-STAR. So even if the Goodra V is currently Blizzard binded, by evolving into the Goodra V-STAR, it is an entirely new Pokemon and removes the effect of the Blizzard bind. We're going to be able to Rolling Iron for 200 damage there onto the Regice and going down to 4 prizes. Again, something of note, we haven't used the V-STAR ability just yet. We have a Research in hand. I'm fairly confident. But again, if they attack with the Regice again, we might be in trouble because we need to find something like a switch and retreat back into the Hisuian Goodra to be able to attack. But let's see here. They just go ahead and attach a Speed Lightning Energy onto the Regieleki. Regieleki does only have 2 retreat costs, so now it can retreat to absolutely anything. All they need to find here is the Regice. There it is. There's the Regice. Let's see, who did they decide to attack with? Again, I think the correct play here is just to attack with the Regice again. Force me into a very awkward situation. Again, we need to find the... Essentially, checkmate here would be bumping the stadium and having a Big Parasol. If we get the Big Parasol on the Goodra, that protects us from the Blizzard bind. And again, and just by doing Rolling Iron every turn, and they're not doing the most optimal damage, it's gonna take them a while to take a knockout on the Goodra V-STAR. And there we go. They're going to retreat onto the Regice. And with the Ancient Wisdom ability, just powered it up out of nowhere. And we're gonna see a Blizzard bind, not for very much, but they're using it for the effect here. All right, they go ahead and play an Ordinary Rod as well, shuffling in a Regice, which is pretty good. And there it is, Blizzard bind for only 20 because it's only base 100. We do get a Big Charm there. We don't really want it anywhere. The ideal tool again is the Big Parasol. We do find the Escape Rope here. But Escape Rope doesn't really do it for us. Escape Rope gets the Goodra out of the active, which is okay. At this point, maybe we just give we could give the Arceus V on the bench. If we didn't attach a Water Energy, we could have Escape Rope, attach a Double Turbo Energy, and then retreat with the Arceus V. Looks like we're just gonna go ahead and use the Escape Rope. I do want the Hisuian Goodra protected here. This is a very tough choice on who to go to. We're debating here. We're gonna evolve into the Arceus V-STAR. And do we retreat to the Goodra V? We might just give the Arceus V-STAR. Very interesting that we still decided to evolve it. Maybe just trying to entice my opponent. You know what? Like, just take a knockout here on the Arceus. And no, on the Arceus V-STAR. You know, at least it's a V-STAR. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hit them with the Escape Rope. They decide to promote the Regigigas. Pretty much the backbone of this deck, right? With the Ancient Wisdom ability, but it also has a pretty good attack in Gigaton Break. If you're fighting VMAX, it's essentially 300 damage for 5 colorless, which is probably the go-to attack if you're fighting something like a Mew VMAX. Because unfortunately there is no Dark Regieleki. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and promote the Arceus V-STAR, saying, you know what, here, take this, take 2 prizes, and just pass, right? Let's see what they decide to do here. They could boss up the Goodra V on the bench and do full damage on it. They could attack it with the Regidrago, Regigigas for the full 160, because unfortunately we weren't able to Rolling Iron. That means we don't have the damage reduction. And we're going to see the Regigigas just getting fully powered up there. Again, wouldn't blame them to just take these 2 prizes here. But let's see what they opt to do. Yeah, there we go. We're going to see the Gigaton Break. They are going to go up 2 prizes. It's even 4-4. But now our Goodra is out of the Blizzard bind. Let's see what we decide to do. We're drawing into another Marnie. We're going to attach the double double turbo energy onto the Goodra. We can opt to heal it here with a Hyper Potion, but I think the correct move is to not do that. You see me there hesitate. I think I explained to the chat that I'm not going to heal my Goodra because that double turbo energy is a way for me to retreat as well, just in case I get hit by Blizzard Bind, which I fully expect to the next turn because we didn't draw into the Big Parasol. I can still retreat the Goodra into active. And yeah, I can still retreat the Goodra into the Goodra on the bench by paying the double turbo and water. And all I'm missing here is a metal energy, and we do find the metal energy off the prizes. We're in a very good spot. Again, all we have to do is retreat the Goodra, attach the metal energy to the second Goodra V on the bench, the undamaged one, and take a prize that way. But they're gonna go ahead and Marnie the metal energy out of our hand here. Marnie, again, very terrifying card. We only have 4 cards to work with. What do we draw into? Nothing. Very awkward position to be in. We lost the metal energy. I think that's all we're essentially looking for here. Yes, we're gonna get hit by Blizzard Bind for 20, not the most. But again, we don't have an attack next turn. We have no guaranteed attack. We could draw into something like a water energy. We could attach it to the Goodra on the active, retreat, and switch. We have a lot of live cards in the deck. We still have a lot of supporters. We could still potentially draw into Trekking Shoes. Again, Hyper Potions, don't really love to see it, but maybe not in this exact position. We could even get use the Evolution Incense, probably grab a Goodra VSTAR. I was debating not evolving the Goodra VSTAR on the bench, just so I could attack with the Goodra V, and then if it gets hit by Blizzard Bind, I can evolve it into the Goodra VSTAR just like we did earlier. They're gonna go ahead and power up the Regidrago on the bench, and they're just gonna hit us with another Blizzard Bind there for 20 damage. We find a Melony, and I think that's exactly what we needed because we can go ahead and retreat here. Yes, retreat, discarding the double turbo and the water energy. We get to Melony into the Goodra VSTAR. And we get to switch right back onto the Goodra V. I absolutely love that play because, again, that's why we didn't use the we didn't heal using the Hyper Potion, discarding the double turbo earlier for this exact scenario. We haven't attached an energy just yet. I realize that. I'm debating here. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and attach the double turbo to the active just in case we want to do the exact same move. And we're just gonna go ahead and rolling iron. We go down to 2 prizes. We're very close to just saying checkmate here. And the only thing we need is a metal energy. If we can find a metal energy, I feel fairly confident that this is a checkmate scenario. Opponent down to 4 prizes. They're not going to be taking any prizes anytime soon. They can Blizzard Bind again here. We do see the Ordinary Rod, shuffling probably the Reggie Ice I just knocked out, and another Pokemon for sure. It's the Regigigas there. And Regidrago does have 3 retreat costs. They can use... They're going to go ahead and Marnie us. Again, hand wasn't too good, so I'm not opposed to this Marnie. Maybe we draw into the metal energy. There it is, and that's exactly what we needed. We even get a research as well. Ordinary Rod could be good. But yeah, I think with the metal energy in hand, that's pretty much the checkmate scenario we were talking about. They're going to go ahead and Blizzard Bind, 20 damage. Just death by 1,000 cuts there on the Goodra. We're going to go ahead and attach the metal energy to the Goodra V. Yes, attach the metal energy to the Goodra V. We're looking at the discard pile. Nothing in particular we want. We might just discard this Ordinary Rod. We don't need to put anything back into the deck. We're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna research. We want to thin the deck just in case they Marnie us again. There's some logic. I think we're out of Melony, so we could put back the water energy. Actually, that if we could get an energy to the Goodra VSTAR on the bench, that's just extra checkmate. I think that's exactly what we're missing. Actually, an energy on the bench. We do see another metal energy. That should be game. Again, what I'm doing here, I'm just thinning, just in case, you never know. We grab an Arceus V. There's the Big Parasol we just never saw. We'll go ahead and use the Trekking Shoes. We don't want the Arceus V. We do get the Big Parasol. Big Parasol onto the Goodra V. That's just it. That's just it. Now, again, as long as this is attached, we aren't affected by effects on the opposing Pokemon. And that's just it. I think Metal Energy in hand, Metal Energy in hand, Big Parasol on the active. We even get the Evolution Incense from the prizes. That means even if they Blizzard Bind and we had absolutely nothing, we can go ahead and Evolution Incense, evolve the Goodra V into the V-Star. We just played it very, very safe here, and that's how you want to play with the tank style deck, right? You want to make sure the resources you have in the deck is enough to deal with the current situation. And luckily it is just enough there. They're going to go ahead and quick ball here. There's nothing, I think, in the deck that could help them out. They go ahead and grab the Regice. They'd have to do something like a Tool Scrapper or, yeah, Tool Scrapper or Vacuum Cleaner, then Marnie me, and just have, I should draw absolutely nothing. But again, with 13 cards left in the deck, Energy should be checkmate, Evolution should be checkmate, and especially with the research, with everything in our hand, we are good to go. And with that, we are going to win the late night number 68. They do hit us with the Terra Spark. And yeah, there it is. Yeah, because of the Big Parasol, we're just able to attack again and take the last prize of the game. Again, very well played by my opponent, realizing exactly what he needed to do to win this game, and it is the Regice there. But again, the Goodra just accidentally prepared for the Regi matchup. Again, we're playing the Big Parasols really to survive the Giratina V-Star attack. It's just, you know, pretty nice synergy there. But again, well played by my opponent. It's funny, after the stream, we actually got to interview my opponent there. So, and he was an absolutely amazing person. He was very, very kind, very good sportsmanship for sure. With that, that's going to be the video. Again, if you do want to see the deck list, we'll post it down below. Again, it's very similar to the deck list we've already, or it's very similar to the Goodra deck we already posted in the exact channel. So make sure you check it out. With that, I'll see you all next time.
The Shuffle Squad is proudly sponsored by Atlas Collectibles, the best place to buy any trading card game product online. Visit atlastcg.com and at the checkout screen, make sure to use code TSS12 to save an unbeatable 12% off your entire order. Atlas Collectibles will ship your product anywhere in the world, so make sure you're taking advantage of the 12% savings with TSS12. And if Pokemon is not your thing, don't worry. Go to atlastcg.com and see all the other amazing trading card game products they have there to offer.
The Shuffle Squad is partnered with PTCGO Store to provide our community with the best access to Pokemon TCG codes. They have codes available 24/7, instant email delivery, and you can save 5% off by using code TSS5. If you're a YouTube member or Patreon supporter, you'll have access to a special code that gets you 10% off. So what are you waiting for? Use code TSS5 today and save 5% on your next order of codes on any codes available at PTCGOstore.com.
PokeXword, the best place to get your fill of Pokemon-inspired puzzles. New puzzles are posted every day, and they recently launched a new Guess That Pokemon puzzle, which is a ton of fun to play. Go check them out at PokeXword.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter for your chance to win a ton of PTCGO codes every month.
Check out the Late Night Series Season 6, brought to you by myself, Zach Lesage, and the Shuffle Squad. We're going to be running a bunch of sick events for the Pokemon community, and they start on August 30th. So one thing you might be noticing here is that there's an EU time and an NA time. We have one at 12 p.m. Eastern, which works out to about 5 p.m. in London. And then we have one at 7 p.m. Eastern, which should help out a lot of players on the West Coast play in this event. That being said, we still have a lot of cool things going on. Expect similar prizing that we've had for other Late Night Series events. Expect better staffing, expect better tournament experiences, and of course we do have a stream going up for this season as well, and I will be streaming the event on Twitch. That being said, we have the whole season up on the Play Limitless website. Late Night 51 all the way through 70 runs until we hit the Invitational on November 5th. So check that out, sign up today, and support Zach Lesage Events and the Shuffle Squad. See you there.